Hey, what's up, y'all? This your boy Shatek, the producer. We're back here on Conversations on Film. Today, we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about some current events. And we have Hollywood Rick here.
Yes, sir.
And we have Jada G.
Jada? Now you know Jada's trending right now. Stop.
That's why he said it. Jada's lawyer.
Jada G. We have Jada G here.
What's up, all my boos and babes? He tried it.
Speaking of Jada.
I got a lot of flack this week, y'all.
They saying the only Jada we respect is Jada Kiss, right?
Yeah,
That's what's going on right now. So let's talk about Jada and her new book, right?
Called Worthy.
Worthy. Why is it called Worthy? Worthy of
She ain't
what?
worthy to be Will Smith's wife.
Exactly. She's definitely not.
Or is it wordplay on he's not worthy to be with her, or she could never be worthy to, or he wasn't as worthy as Pac.
Wow.
Listen.
Because what I'm recognizing with her is that she's very long game and very subliminal and very diabolical.
Not diabolical.
Yeah, very diabolical. She's like a cartoon villain. You know what I mean? Someone that's been plotting to take over the world.
Like when you hear her talk, it be like, tum, tum, tum,
Yeah.
tum.
The scary music pops up, right? Because you can see that she's been setting this guy up forever. Now, this is been a diabolical plot on his mental health since they got together.
On his mental health.
And that's psychosis. That's psychotic behavior. That's like someone molding someone to pimp them.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you just call her a pimp?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Smack the
she's
shit
been
out you.
molding him to pimp him and take advantage of him. And that's why it's so diabolical. I'm telling you something. When a guy recognize women don't spontaneously hurt you. They don't.
I agree with that.
They plot to hurt you.
All right, I agree with that.
And that's why when men find out that women are hurting them, they respond the way they respond. But when it comes to her, you can tell that she's been manipulating him and using.
I hate that. I hate that rhetoric. That's
You don't think so?
No, I don't.
Absolutely.
Because in other words, then we take away from the brilliance that is Will Smith.
No.
I'm going to tell you why. When it seems like, when you make this whole diabolical and she was plotting from the beginning. No one from the beginning who chooses to marry for love, and I do believe that they've had a love, because let's be very real. Until 2018-ish, one could say, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, Shakur Smith were black couple goals.
Yeah, but that's.
Well, I'm going to let you finish, but right? Yeah. So there was something there that we saw that it can't be fake. Now, I ain't going to say that they haven't been faking and fronting, because now we know that they have. Yeah. But in the beginning, I don't think that was her plan. I think that they are really two separate beings who have just tried to make something work the way that they see fit. But she's not necessarily, to me, for Will. Like, you ever met the girl?
No shit. She's for Pac. How can she be for
I
Will?
don't even think she's for Pac, to be honest.
She's for the streets, according to Future at this point, right?
But I hate this rhetoric like Will Smith is just blindly being led along to his demise. No, Will Smith is signed up for what the hell he signed up for.
I disagree.
Will Smith is worth $350 million.
Money
If he
ain't
did
got
not want to
nothing.
be with her, he would not be with her.
You can have money and be a dummy. That's just what it is.
And not even that,
But what makes him a dummy?
But that's
because
also
he's
proved the
allowing
point.
this behavior.
That's what's proving
Allowing?
the point.
He can't control. You can't control another human being. You can't.
This is proving the point of what we've been talking about a lot of times on this show, right? Is the fact that men go into things unconditionally and women go in with conditions. Because this guy is a multi-millionaire, arguably the most eligible guy that any woman would throw themselves at his feet, right? And he's blinded by this woman.
Why
right?
do you say blind?
He is blinded.
God.
He is blinded. Look at the abuse that he's taking.
Abuse?
Yes.
Abuse?
Listen, if this was a man,
Oh, wow.
what she's doing is pimping.
Well, what is she doing?
Yeah, she's manipulating.
I want
this
you
guy.
to be specific.
She's been tarnishing his career, his image from the beginning. She's emasculated him many a time.
All right, I agree with that.
Comparing him to Tupac, speaking about Tupac in terms that demotes Will and his reputation. We're not going to talk about the entanglement because we recognize they wasn't even together at that point.
Ooh,
but
child.
that's another thing.
And he's entangled as well.
Yeah,
Don't miss that.
But how do we know he's entangled? Like,
because the same way. Okay, so I want to.
I think certain women just say stuff just so they can just try to.
Yeah,
like,
she's trying to tarnish his reputation.
No. I've literally followed this. So if you have really followed their relationship, there's been rumors for forever about their open relationship. There have been swingers. Will Smith has been reportedly known to be with two white co-workers who are actresses, and they were supposed to be in a long-term relationship with one of them.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about the entanglement factor, what we keep leaving out is she never brought that up. August soft ass did, right? Wait, hold on. Yeah. The same way that technically when it got out, Will Smith's side piece let it be known, but it just didn't. It went underneath the radar. The point I'm making is this. Until recently, when she got her show, that's when the curtain was peeled off of what their relationship was. It wasn't like she was just going out telling the business. It was that things were coming out and she addressed it. So it's a difference.
Don't you see how diabolical that is?
Because
what's coming out now? What's coming out right now?
She waited.
She got, exactly. She's been plotting forever. She's had all this information. And
she waited to tell.
She's had all this information. She knew what was going on with them all this time, and she's been plotting her way how to get this out where it would be beneficial for her. That is diabolical. Actually, that is the definition of being diabolical.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
She understands that, okay, if you had a rumor with someone that you were in love with and you're having a relationship with, and it was something that was tarnishing the way your relationship was being perceived, you would try to put that out right away. But no, she didn't. She let it ferment. Right? And now she's pouring all this wine out.
Well, they both let it ferment.
No.
They both did because Will Smith never addresses rumors either.
Why do you think Will Smith never addresses rumors? Because he is the one that has the lily white persona in Hollywood. So there's nothing for him to speak about. No one is going to believe that because he's Will Smith. But her, with her persona as being this mastermind behind everything.
But that's not her persona. I think that
is her persona.
It has become. I don't think that we ever thought that about Jada Pinkett Smith.
Because you know what happened?
Until the entanglement.
The thing about Jada and Will from the beginning, right, is we never saw them fully in a relationship. We always got snippets. We get them at the awards, them with the kids. This is how I know Will Smith, even though he is a simp to me, is somewhat that has masculine qualities because he's holding his family down regardless of what's happening. That's what you do as a man. But you also recognize that she's the one wearing the pants in a relationship because she's the one now dictating where everything goes and how everything comes up.
Well, she's always done. If you look at it from the raising of the kids to the Scientology, she's kind of always. But again, I don't hold her for that. There are literally some men who seek out masculine women who want to be told what to do, what to wear, where we're going, how we're going to raise the kids. So when you look at that, you can't put that on a woman because you got to be willing to go along with what I'm doing. No strong-minded, masculine alpha male is letting that happen.
So prior to
period.
Prior to this, did you think Will Smith wasn't a strong-minded masculine man?
Yeah, I never thought that about him.
You don't think that? You don't think Will Smith was an upstanding brother before?
You didn't ask that. You said, did I think he was a masculine alpha male? No, I don't.
So the Will Smith in Bad Boys?
No, I thought he was a great actor.
So he's been acting his whole life.
I think Will Smith, to me, and most women, if you ever asked them, we never was like, "Ooh, Will Smith is an alpha male." We always looked at him as like, "Oh my God, he's like the endearing. Oh my God, he's like big bro, and I love him because he's so cool."
Nah,
we never.
I
never saw Will Smith as this.
Because he's
Jada. Laying down the law.
Because you're Jada. That's why. You're Jada. You're Jada.
My name is Jada, by the way. It's not Jada. I know it's spelled like it. I've been catching hell all week long.
But honestly,
it's Jada.
Honestly, prior to her tarnishing his image, emasculating him, and plotting this whole thing. Because listen, the way how she brings up Tupac, the way how she,
I don't like that.
The way how she, listen, women know how to disrespect. They know. That's one thing women know how. They know where your weak spot is, and they go there. They know how to disrespect.
I agree.
And that's his soft spot. His soft spot is there, and that's where she goes all the time when she wants to disgrace him or emasculate him.
So basically, right, you know, I was listening to another podcast, I don't know which one it was, and they were saying at this point it's a choice for Will Smith to be there.
Absolutely.
It is a choice.
And that's what I just said to him. Look, I don't want to keep hearing, oh, it's cheaper to keep her. At this point in the game, what is your sanity worth? What is your soul worth? What is your image worth? So therefore, he is there because he wants to be there. He is there because he loves her. He is there because he has some form of love for her. He is there for many reasons. But the point that we all keep missing is he is there. He showed up on the Red Table Talk. I don't think any other man would have sat there and talked about their wife's entanglement, but he did.
Like I said, at the Red Table Talk, he was in an episode of Get Out. That's what it was.
He was in the second
Well, let me
place.
tell
He's
you,
in the
baby,
second
he got
place.
in because he was there. He got in. My biggest, because I'm not going to say my only. I just don't like the fact that she is the one that's always holding the burden, always the one. But then again, she's always the one talking.
The thing about
my
it-
biggest issue with Jada Pinkett Smith, I have a very big saying. There's a difference between boyfriend, girlfriend, baby mother, baby father, and husband and wife. And one of the most prevalent things that you should do as a husband and a wife is cover one another. It bothers me that she does not cover her husband.
Drake says it's more attractive when you hold it down, right?
When you don't cover your mate, when you don't uphold that covenant to keep them, I got a problem with that. And the fact that you can continuously put him in a light to where he is ridiculed, where he does get tarnished. I do agree with you on the fact what you said about Will Smith's image, and it was kind of likened at one point to like we could look at Barack Obama. It would fuck my whole world up if we found out that Barack Obama cheated on Michelle. Oh my God. Just let me meet Jesus tomorrow. Because we have this image, this strong upholding family black man who kind of, not that he doesn't do any wrong, but we don't see the flaws. And that's what I think a lot of us saw with Will Smith. And the fact that you allow your husband to be put in the position where other people can now look at him and point fingers, where other people can now look at him and compare him and take away from all that he was, even in the midst of telling your truth. I'm big on being one to tell your truth and speak your truth. But you don't speak your truth at the expense of your husband. That's my issue.
It's funny because black women do it all the time. But
Here we go. This
And there's more proof.
Nah, every black woman. That's not true.
And
black
more proof
women
that men
more
don't
than
leave.
Black women more
That's what
than
that's a
black
fact, though,
men.
Sha.
We
Sha.
hold our men down.
Yo, listen.
Do you know we will
Like
curse
an
our
anchor.
We will
Like an
curse
anchor.
our
Hold
grandmama
him down
out
so he
because
can't
she
do
talking
shit.
about my man. Okay, I stopped speaking to my mother for 2 weeks because you said something wrong about my man. So when you say that black women, I'd wholeheartedly disagree with that. We hold y'all down. Okay?
Not to the masses.
Oh, please.
Not to
You
the
crazy
masses.
as hell.
The image that
You
is
crazy as hell.
And the image that is created by that the world have of the black man is created by the black woman.
Well, who runs the media? White people. So that's a lie.
So who?
That's a lie.
Who takes the information and twists it that way? Who
White people?
Who provides the information so they can twist it?
They don't provide no information.
You guys do.
You guys provide the
You guys provide the information.
No. You know what y'all provide? The fuck ups.
No,
it's not very hard. It's not very hard to put a lens. It's not very hard to shine a lens on.
Hold it down.
I'll let you go.
Let me have a turn now. Let me have a turn now.
Hold it
Because you
down
see how
then.
we've been having this conversation about Jada and Will and how when why isn't he going, right? And had this been Will cheating on Jada, it would have been a completely different story, right?
The story would have been over by now.
Yes.
It would have been poof.
Why?
But you know why? Because it is more prevalent and it's more acceptable for men to cheat than women. That's why we still talking about the entanglement to this day if we really want to get jiggy with it.
So what's really being honest though, and what the narrative
That's
is,
why y'all can't let it go, black men.
No.
Because she was entangled.
You know why we can't let it go? Because we really want to stay majority of the time.
Boy, bye.
This is what's happening.
That's
We
true.
really want to stay.
That's true.
Hold on. And that narrative that we don't want to stay is created by you. You are the one that's saying that we don't want to stay. We want our family. We want our kids. We want all those things. But you know what's happening? That those ideas that the fuck ups are so obvious. You guys fuck up all the time. We just don't run around saying it because we hold it down.
No, y'all don't hold it down. Y'all usually holding it with another family, okay? You're usually holding it with another woman. You're usually holding it on with some, like, stop.
Listen,
we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
All of that is a false narrative.
We're gonna talk about it.
So let's talk about how.
And hold on. They have the other family with the woman that knows that about the other woman.
But
So
not
what happened?
We're not even going to get on that. We're not going to get on that. The point of the matter is, let me tell you something. The same way that we'll decide to stay is the same way that another man will decide to leave. It comes down to choices. But what I do know, is the person that is considerably in the black community, right, wrong, indifferent, perfect, flawed, imperfect, who holds shit down is the black woman. Period. Point blank. The end. Now move around and move along.
No, because we don't walk around.
Maybe you should. Maybe you should.
Where we don't walk around up until recently to talk about the flaws of the black woman. We don't talk about that. You know what? We don't talk about that 40% of paternity tests are wrong. 40. That 40% of guys that go to have their kids tested find out that the kids ain't theirs. But so who are these bitches fucking?
60% is still higher.
60%. It don't matter. 40% of these chicks are giving the wrong father to the kids. That we don't talk about that. You don't hear us walking to the barbershop talking about that.
You're a damn lie.
No, we don't.
You're a damn lie.
We don't.
Let me tell you something.
Hold on.
If you find out that your kid ain't your kid, they posting that shit on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, X, Twitch.
Listen, I don't know what man would do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
What man would do what?
But you know what we don't.
What man would do what?
Hold on. You know what we don't.
I need y'all to stop acting like black men don't talk.
Stop.
Not on
barbershop.
Not on Facebook.
Stop barbershop.
Not on Facebook.
You're right. You on the gram. You definitely posting them.
And you know why we don't do it, y'all?
Definitely posting the results.
You know why we don't do it? Because when we do talk about it, right? First thing we hear is, "Oh, your mom is black, your sister is black, and you hate black women." And that's not the case. The case is that we don't expose your flaws. We don't do it to the masses. We don't tell the world that y'all ain't shit because we don't think that. But sometimes
you know why y'all don't tell the world that we ain't shit? Because most of y'all ain't with us. You with Becky, Battersall.
That's not true.
Jeannie Mai.
That's not true. That's not true.
That's why y'all don't tell about the black woman, because y'all don't even want to be with the black women, because y'all want to forget y'all blackness. Move around and move along.
That's not true.
Let's just get off of this.
Go
back to Jada and them.
We still on Jada.
That's not true either.
That's bullshit.
That's not true either.
That's my sister testify.
No, that's not true. That's not true either. That's not true either. That's not true either.
It is
that's
true.
Not true
it
either.
Is true.
That's the narrative that's the narrative that y'all have created. That's not true. That's not true. Okay. When y'all out there fucking around, who we fucking around with? Who's our side chick? Our side chick is y'all.
Fucking stop. Rick.
Listen, hold on.
The side chick is y'all.
Rick,
hold on. Wait.
It don't matter, but who's the... Listen, you're saying who's the side chick? Who's the common denominator?
No. Listen.
Yeah.
One or two of y'all, or both of y'all, has ever been a side chick in your life. That's all I'm saying. You've been a side chick in your life at a point, and you were knowing and willing and doing it. That's most.
One or two of y'all in this room, one or two of y'all men in this room have knowingly been in a relationship with another woman, but yet had a side chick.
But Sha,
No. I swear, it's like whenever I give a rebuttal, it's a but. You know why? Because for men, it is acceptable.
It's not acceptable.
It's almost expected that you will cheat, and that we should take you back, and that we should still forgive. You're sowing your royal oath.
No. You know what it is? The narrative has been created by you to think that we're all like that. We're not all like that.
I didn't say you all like that.
So why do you say it then?
Why y'all said that? Why y'all said that two of us in the room was side chicks?
No, I'm just letting you.
You know why I get upset all the time?
You know why I get upset all the time?
Why you get upset?
Because the brothers that are doing the right thing get grouped in with the dudes that are not.
That's not true,
all
Rick.
the time.
That's not true.
Rick, we get grouped in with the dudes all the time.
I feel like you take on, before you come to podcast, you sit and talk with your guy friends and like, I'm about to fucking go in on these, because that's not true. Black women particularly, but let me just put this out there because I don't want to just alienate all of our listeners and subscribers. Women in general love to talk about the good men that they have.
To who?
To everybody.
How come we never hear it?
Let me tell you something. There is nothing like when you have a good man. Do you know what? Let me see. You know, y'all not privy to the group chats and the hair salons and the baby showers. Because y'all don't want to be there. But let me tell you something. It's nothing like a woman who has a top-tier man. A top-tier man is like when you have a fucking Boston by yourself when you playing spades. And for my people who play spades, you feel me where I'm coming from. Where you can put out the big joker and the little joker and then the deuce of diamond and then the deuce of spade and then the ace of spade and then cut all the books and say, bitch, we fucking won. That's what it's like when you have a top-tier man. So when you have that, or even when you have half of that, you are here. You're bragging.
You're capping.
You're bragging. I'm not capping.
You know why
you're
capping? So why is it these chicks?
Okay.
Why is it these women that have these top-tier men? Why don't they shut down these chicks that are saying
they
niggas ain't
do.
shit? They do not.
They do.
Because that is not the narrative that's put to the populace.
No.
It's not. It's
Go
not.
ahead.
Look on social media, it'll be a comment that says, all niggas ain't shit. And then you'll see plenty of black
Say
people
that.
comment
I don't know who you
Hold on.
dating.
Shit. Let me ask you a
I
question.
don't know who you dating because my man is the shit.
Let me ask you a question. You in the soapbox in the peanut gallery, right?
I love him for
What
calling
is
me
your Instagram name?
Pick me, Lady Jazz.
And you know why they call you Pick Me Lady Jazz? Because you standing up for the brothers. Every time you stand up for the brothers and then in the opportunity, you hear somebody in the comments saying, oh, you're Pick Me. You standing up for these niggas and they ain't shit. So the narrative on the populace is that niggas ain't shit. And that's why
I don't think that's the populace,
and that's why I get upset because I know too many brothers that are doing the right thing by their families, that are making money, that are educated, that take care of their families and do the right thing, that don't get no props. And all the time we got to walk around with our heads down because everybody groups us in as being niggas that ain't shit. And that's not true. We are stand-up guys. There's many more stand-up guys than there are fuck niggas. I'm telling you that.
No, I don't know about that one.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? You see what I mean, Sean? You see what I mean? I'm telling you. There's way more stand-up guys and guys that want to do the right thing and then are doing the right thing than fuck niggas. And if you don't believe that, that's why we're never going to go nowhere.
Nah.
And one day when we have the podcast, I'm going to bring a gang of stand-up niggas in here. All these niggas that
I love you for that. I want you to do that.
All these niggas that got six-figure jobs, that own property,
Say that
take care of their kids.
They got good credit.
That got great credit.
Shit.
Right? That could go in their bank account right now and take out $25,000, $50,000, $30,000.
I'm getting wet right now. Go ahead. Bring them.
Here.
Please bring them.
I know a gang of them.
Bring them out. Bring them out.
And we don't get no credit. We don't get no credit.
Baby, and I'm gonna have a line of women like Section 8 downstairs wanting them. Okay?
Nah, see?
Baby.
Nah,
Baby.
And we never.
We don't want no Section 8 nothing.
I said a line like
we don't get enough
Section 8.
credit, man. I'm telling you.
No, okay, so maybe, you know what? What I'm hearing, now I'm going to go back to my therapist voice.
Yes.
What I'm hearing from you, Rick,
Yes.
what you're saying to me
Yes. What we're saying to each other.
is that you feel that black women uphold a narrative that all men are not anything.
Yes.
And that
all black men.
All black men.
Yes.
And it angers you.
Absolutely.
Because
since the beginning of this podcast.
It angers you. And it angers you that all men are grouped into this because you know it to not be so.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I hear you, my brother.
And
I hear you. I want you to know.
Yes.
I want you to know.
We're having a breakthrough. Now, but
that's what we do on. That's what we do on Conversations of Film.
I'm being honest. I'm being honest.
And you know what? I think and I want it to be known very much so because we're not playing this with my brother. I feel him. I think that's what needs to happen more on podcasts because what I hate, since we're talking about narratives, with podcasts is like black women pitted against black men. And your view is right and my view is right. Yeah. And there's no consensus. Sometimes we need to just do that. You need to be heard. You need to be validated, whether it's right, wrong, whether I agree with it or not. Yeah. I hear you. What can we do? So since that's how you feel, what can black women do to move away to help brothers not feel that way? That's the question.
One thing for sure is the sisters that got good men, speak up. Say it, show it. Tell them give them the props for the things that they do.
My man.
Yeah, let it be known, right? Because you know what? What happens is when you paint that picture, that's what the public runs with. And when I say the public, I mean people that are not like us, right? And I hear it all the time to the point where it becomes, make light of it in a sense because people are saying, okay, there's so many jokes about your dad going away and not coming home, right?
Yeah.
And or kids growing up without single parent home and it's always the mom, right?
Yeah.
Well, I grew up and my dad raised me, right? And made me into the man that I am right now, right? He raised my brother. I remember my dad carrying me on his back before he went to work. He carried my brother on a bicycle before he went to work. Like he used to be there for us all the time. So those are the examples that I have for myself. And I have a group of friends. I mean 20, 30 dudes strong that are proud fathers, right? Guys that are at soccer games, at PTA meetings, that do all that. So how come those guys don't get represented at all? So what you as a black woman that's holding us down should do is shoot down all the other broads that are saying, yo, these niggas ain't shit because they're going by their individual relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Or
experiences, right?
Yeah.
But that's not the truth for everyone. It's not. There are a lot of stand-up brothers, right, that are doing the right thing, and I think there's way more that are doing the right thing, but we just don't have the voice because the black woman is the stronger voice in our culture,
Okay.
right? And they get to say the most, and we are told not to argue with our mom, argue with our grandmother, argue with our sister. So we
argue
defend
with your
them.
woman. Mm.
Argue with your woman, right? And the first thing you do when you do argue with your woman is, you get emasculated. So you know what? Let me just let her have it. And she's saying that, and she's wrong. She's wrong. This is my woman probably calling right now.
Yeah, right now. She heard exactly what you just said. Get a sis.
Sorry, give me 2 seconds.
It's like, no. I want to go on record and say that I believe that the black man is top tier. Okay, black brother. Angie Stone voice. And I do hear him, and I do want to validate what he's saying because you know what? One of the hardest things in America, Kodak Black voice, is being black and being a black man. And I don't ever want to take that sentiment away. And in the same breath, I'm very strong on supporting my sisters, but I hear him. And I want any black man who feels like that to know from my standpoint, definitely from my co-host, because I can tell you, we love black men. We want to support you. We want you to feel valued. We want your space to be heard. As a mother of 2 black sons who I'm raising to be successful, independent, strong black men, I want their mate, hopefully she's a black woman, but I want their mate to know that they are not what is depicted or what might be said or what might be heard. They are individuals. They are creative. They are intelligent. They are wonderfully made. So I do want black men just to know you guys are top tier, and that's it. Even though I thought about dating a white guy, but I ain't gonna do it.
That's an Aquarius apology, by the way. And I know that.
I'm sorry. You're mad, and I'm sorry about that. But yeah.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
I'm so sorry you feel that.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm Aquarius, so I know what it is.
No, I really do strongly feel like that. And like we've had this conversation off camera, so I know how strongly you feel about it. So it's like, like in this moment, I don't want to keep going back and forth because some of your points are right. Maybe you guys do feel alienated by black women because we are very strong. We are opinionated, even though there's a reason why we have to be that way.
Why are you that way, though?
The thing too, Sha, is...
let me take this drink real quick.
It's very high pressure, right? When you're in a situation where people are expecting you to fail all the time, right? Mm-hmm. You're in a relationship, and what you said earlier, you're like, yo, the odds of men of fucking up is way higher. And I understand how we're in a relationship and it's higher for a man than it is for a woman.
I didn't say it was way higher. I said it's more acceptable.
More acceptable. But it really isn't, though. It is. And
it has nothing to do with a black man. This is just men in general. It is more acceptable. Do you realize, and I'm not trying to cut you off, right? Women as a whole, from the time you are a young girl, are generally conditioned to believe not only is it acceptable, it's almost inevitable that your man is going to cheat. Yeah. And that you really shouldn't leave. That it really shouldn't even be a problem. It shouldn't be an issue because you know what, baby? He's just a man. Whereas we don't kind of get that leverage to be just a woman. I put up the the poll that was in our group chat today about who has the higher sex drive. And ultimately, most women think it's men and men think it's women, right? But the difference between a woman having a higher sex drive, she's kind of frowned upon, right? If she has the same type of sex drive as a man, even though you might want to fuck her, you might not want to marry her because you're thinking, ooh, wait a minute, she could be a whore, or she can't be faithful, or she's just a nympho, right? There's an attachment that comes with that.
I'm being a nympho, by the way.
I'm an Aquarius. But it's like, there's things that are acceptable for a man that's just not the same grace given for a woman.
And I understand that. It's just that the black man is hit with all the negative criteria, right? All the negative things that are supposed to be for men. We're promiscuous. We're not loyal. We're not responsible. And I'm telling you, it's not the truth. It's not.
It's not. Not for everybody.
It's not. And
not
it's
for
not.
everybody.
And I'm telling you, it's not for the masses. I'm telling you, it's not for the masses.
Okay.
The vast majority of black men, I don't care who wants to think that's the opposite, want to raise families, want to be there for their kids, want to take care of their family, want to do the right thing. And they are doing the right thing, but they're not getting the knowledge for it. And because they're not getting the knowledge for it, the cycle of the negative perpetuation for the black man continues. Right? And we can't move forward because we can never unite, because that's what we're thinking of each other. And right now, there's a big movement of trying to separate us by us having these conversations, but not wanting to have resolution. We're trying to say, I'm right and you're right.
Yeah.
And we're not coming to the realization that, there is something that's pitting us against each other.
And that's why I thought it was so important, like, to, have that moment where it's like, wait a minute. And I think that is something that needs to be said. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about the resolution.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where do we get to resolution and not conflict?
And why we had this conversation in the first place, or this argument in the first place, is because why am I fighting to have a conversation about this if I didn't care? Like, I do care. I want it to be something that happens on the norm so we can have strong black families. That's why we're having this debate back and forth. It's not, but what happens is when you get sidebarred, right, and people start not taking accountability, and that's on both sides, then that's how you get this tug of war, and then people start talking about things that aren't even necessary, and we get away from the topic, right?
Absolutely.
But really and truly, the reason why we're having this discussion is because I really want to see strong black families. I really want to see strong black relationships. I really want to see black men and black women get along and get past the things so we can get to where we really need to be.
I think that we need to start making our focus really on when you're dating, especially for like the younger generations. It is so vital to have conversations about how we're going to raise a family. Because, see, a lot of times families are just formed and you got to figure it out as you go along. And everyone doesn't come from a family that is functioning positively. Yeah. If I think that selling crack is the norm, that's what I'm going to think to go and do. Absolutely. And any other thing to get money, I'm going to do it that way, whether it be legal or illegal, right? But if I've always seen my parents go to work, I'm going to want to raise. So it's important that raising families, like family therapy is so important. All of that.
I was taking my family to the Cayman Islands, right? Mm-hmm. And we were on the plane. And my son said to me, Dad, when I grow up, I want to be like you, right?
That's dope.
And I remember saying that to my dad, right? And I was like 2 seconds away from crying on the plane when he said that to me, right? And I spent my whole vacation, I taught my son how to swim, I taught my son how to snorkel, and I go on my story, and I see my other homeboy, and he has his family on vacation, right? And right before I left, I saw my other homeboy. He was in the Cayman Islands the week before, a couple of days before I got there. We're doing this stuff. We're doing it. It's being done. But the images of people taking care of their families are not the ones that are at the forefront, right? All the negative stuff is at the forefront. All the sexy reds is on the forefront, right?
Sorry.
And that's what's making us look like we don't know what we're talking about.
Well, can I say something?
Yes.
I think you just found your mission without even saying it. You need to create IG that shows.
I do.
Where's that?
I have an IG called Dedicated Black Dads.
Boy, why you ain't never put me on?
And I have.
Say it again so they can follow you. What's called?
Dedicated Black Dads.
Yes.
At Dedicated Black Dads, right?
Yeah.
And I actually give out plaques. I gave 4 plaques to 4 of my friends.
Oh my God.
That are great dads.
It's
and it
crazy.
Says their names,
I think I'm a good dad my damn self.
Did
I
you
didn't
get one?
No, I didn't get a goddamn motherfucking plaque.
Shot's gonna get one
Ooh,
too.
you
But
wrong.
I do. I have given out plaques. You could.
I got a
and
nominee
you know what's
too.
funny? That was the premise of the whole thing, was for you to tell me someone that you think is a great dad, and I was just gonna go there and give them that thing. Because what happened is, and I have the plaques made out, and I gave them to 4 of my friends already, right? And you were gonna tell me who you think is a great dad, and we were gonna go there and give him that acknowledgement.
Yo,
that
is
was the
so
That's the basis.
dope. So please say it again so they can follow you.
Dedicated Black Dads.
Yeah, please, y'all gotta go follow it.
And you know what the play on the word is? It's DBD.
Like
Deadbeat Dads.
I love it.
My wife came up with that concept, by the way.
Shout out to her. All right, look at that. See, we ended on a positive note. So if you got a dedicated dad that you know about, hit up your boy Hollywood Rick.
Yep.
And
nominate him.
And then hopefully we can get Shy a plaque too. All right, moving around and moving along.
Let's go.
Yeah. So what else going on in Will Smith deserves a plaque.
I don't know if Will Smith deserves a plaque. Yeah, he might. Well, he's slapping people already.
So we don't feel like he did that slapping and all that shit for no reason.
It
now?
definitely was for no reason.
Now,
But see, this is the part that men don't want to hone on now, right? All this manipulation and Jada rolled her eyes and he did that. So what was the purpose of you doing that? You capping.
You know what that is?
What?
That's an internal fight, because he wants his relationship and she doesn't. And it's always been like that. It's always been like that because he pursued her and she gave in to him, but it wasn't like a mutual thing. And it pains him now because Chris Rock is making fun of his wife, what he perceives to be his wife, right? And the world perceives to be his wife at the time.
Shit, we thought
right?
I definitely thought that was his
right?
wife.
Just think about how many songs got "Wanna Be Like Will and Jada," right?
Yeah. And you're in this limelight with everyone, and you're pretending. That's gonna hurt on another level, and that's why I think she's so diabolical. I'm telling you, and because she might be. I don't know. I just don't see diabolical.
And because I'm like one of these people that I consider myself a planner and a deep thinker. Like whenever someone tries to hurt me, it always seems like it's calculated, and a lot of times with women, it is. Women just don't do spontaneous nonsense, right? They know how they know when.
We definitely plot.
Exactly, and that's diabolical.
We plot.
You know what I mean? And that's manipulation at its finest, because that's what you're doing long term.
But the point I'm making is, why did he go and slap this man? But you not.
He's venting. That's all it is. It was venting. It's pent up anger.
Baby, if you don't go call somebody and talk about her ass, you don't get on national live television where millions of people are watching, and the premises, right? It was one thing about the slap, but it was the reiteration of keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. That was we sleep in the same bed.
Do you want to?
That was we sleep in the same bed. That was I just had that pussy this morning. That was not we ain't been together 7 years type of anger. I'm sorry.
Do you want to hear something that's even deeper than that?
What?
All right, I'll give you an example. I was a good student in school, right? Mm-hmm. I used to get I graduated with a 96 average.
Ooh,
right?
You smart.
And I was a student athlete, and my cousin got 7 awards at graduation. I got 6, right? And my mom said, I said, "Ma, I got 6 awards, right?" And she said, "Yeah, but at least I got 7." And that ate me up. Right,
black women do that. Our black men.
Yo,
you see what these black women do to our black men.
I'm telling you, that ate me up. Ate me up for a very long time, right?
Did it eat you up because of the award or because your mother said it to you?
Because my mom said it to me that way, right? Okay. And I want to say maybe a year later, we were having an argument about something. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what I was having an argument about. Someone said I beat someone up, and I didn't, right? This kid was lying. And the kid comes in the room and my mom says, "Rick, what did you do to such and such?" And I'm like, why I gotta do something to this kid, right? And it wasn't true. And we got into an argument, and you know what the first thing came out was? "And when I got an award, you told Lisa she got 7 and I got 6. because it was there. That pain was there from that time. I be wanting the acceptance of my mom. I be wanting the acceptance of my wife. Those are the people that I love, and I don't get that. So when someone is doing something and the opportunity comes for me to vent it, that's when I'm letting it out. And I didn't recognize that was a thing until I started going to a therapist. And she's like, yo, you've been holding on to that forever. And I'm bringing it up now. And this happened when I was a kid, right? Because there's something that's holding on to me forever.
Will Smith was venting and wanted acceptance from Jada, so he slapped Chris.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. And hold on. If you ever read his book, he said he used to watch his father beat on his mother, and he wanted to try to help. And I think that was the trigger for him with Homeboy.
Yeah, and also...
So now let me ask you a question, right? Now I want y'all pay attention to what you said over there on in the back, trigger, and what you just said. So why then do so many men put that on Jada? That really kind of like... I was reading this quote yesterday from Oprah Winfrey where she's talking about happiness, and she talks about emotions, and she said that emotions are just feelings that we have choices that what we're gonna do with them, right? So when we talk about all this, oh well, she's the string puller and she, he did it for her. Did he really do it for her, or was it a trigger that he felt within himself?
Hold on, you never forget this, right?
Is you on the show today or not?
I am on the show.
All right, fine, go ahead.
Never forget this, right? Men always confide in women. He probably told her this shit, and she some way made him feel insecure about this situation where he needed to do that.
Sha, let me tell you something, Sha.
Women
know how to
they did. Well, you know
push
what?
them buttons.
All right, I will give you that because there was beef prior to this. Remember, Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith because she was boycotting the Oscars. Yeah. And he made a joke about her, I think it was 2 years before this, where he said, but who even invited you, or some stuff like that. So I guess maybe he had some shit for I don't think it was all just her.
Honestly, it has nothing to do with Chris Rock. I'm telling you.
You don't think so?
This is just him finding the opportunity to vent. I remember as a kid getting into an argument with my mom, and I know that like I'm not gonna be able to do nothing physically to her. I've broken 4 TVs in my house, just threw them over, just cause I can't win with her, so I'm gonna take my frustration out somewhere else. That's all it was, right? You're trying to like.
He was a TV.
Chris Rock was a TV, right?
Right.
You're trying.
He was the wall.
Yeah, you're trying.
And
you know what? You know what the funny thing too is? He probably didn't see anyone else that he could victimize that night. So you know what? Chris is gonna get it, right? You ever been in an argument and someone says something and yo, son, he's in your ass, and all of a sudden you forget the person that was in your ass. You start going at that person.
I definitely gave somebody an ass whipping that wasn't for them.
Exactly. So that's what
it was inherited.
So that's what it is. But where the diabolical side comes in,
here we go.
Right, is the
her.
fact that she's able to play on those vulnerabilities. That's what Sha was saying, right? The fact that she knows that that's his weakness. She knows that she has him by the balls. She knows that they're perpetuating a relationship that really isn't true.
So Will Smith is just basically a spineless, simple. Like,
no,
I refuse to believe that.
Hold on, but that's the problem. I refuse to believe that. Listen, that's his confidant, right? So she knows what buttons to press. That don't mean he's spineless. He just loves his fucking wife.
He loves his wife. Yeah, yeah. And the funny thing is, earlier you said that you didn't think Will Smith was this epitome of masculinity, right? So for him to be this person that really just loves his wife and be, a go along isn't far-fetched either, right? He doesn't want to create a bad image about her. And he also knows that if he was ever supposed to come out and speak negative about her, like we can't do about any black woman without being called Lil Dick or woman hater or you hate your grandma or all that shit. You know what kind of fucking backlash Will Smith would get if he ever came out?
I don't think Will Smith would get any
You
bad
crazy?
backlash. I think everybody's waiting for Will Smith to please go off on her ass at this point.
No, not
at this point. Maybe the Will Smith before they pulled the curtain back on their marriage and told us and keep putting us in a group chat, we might have felt like that.
Sha.
This Will Smith, that's been going through this.
Jada, you know what would happen?
We are waiting. Please, please check her ass. Please.
You know what will happen if he said something crazy?
What?
Now you arguing with a woman.
No.
What are you, girl?
No.
Now you're
Right.
feminine.
It
All that
definitely
stuff,
would be some
all
shit like that.
All that will come out.
I don't think
and that's
that.
what
I
happens.
don't think that right now.
That's what happens all the time.
I don't think it right now.
That's what.
these
men are so feminine.
I think that the public opinion and perception of Jada Pinkett Smith right now is so volatile that people are almost wish. You know how you like? I wish nigga would. We wish Will would.
True.
We wish Will would at this point.
And maybe
please
now,
shut her up.
Maybe now, if he says something, he have more ground to stand on.
Right.
But had he said something before,
no, absolutely, he couldn't have said it before.
He would have been tortured.
Absolutely, he couldn't have said it before. But at this point, it's almost like, Will, please go get her. But I think it's gonna take, and this is where I think it comes in, like what you guys are saying. I think more black women, especially the ones in Hollywood, it's time for them to come out and say something.
Yeah,
like
stop
Jada,
it.
you out of pocket at this point. Even if you don't kind of want to get into it, we kind of got to pull your coat like, sis, nah, you can't do that to this man. You can't keep doing that to him.
Look at Will Smith is the penultimate black figure in acting, right? As a black man.
Isn't he the highest paid
He
actor?
was at one point, right? When you talk about black actors in black Hollywood, he is
royalty.
He is royalty.
They were royalty.
So look what he's being reduced to at this point. Is that going to be his legacy now that he couldn't keep his feet?
What? Now I don't want to what they say now. Not too much now, because even what they're going through, it's really an internal matter that we have externally been drawn in against our will, might I say, because we don't want to be, no pun intended, we don't want to be in their group chat, but somehow we've ended up here. But it's really basic. It's not anything that they can't bounce back from. They ain't molest no little boys. They ain't do no Ponzi scheme. They not over here defrauding, getting checks from the government that they ain't supposed to get. I feel like we can get over this. It's more so, I think, from our standpoint, it's almost just a letdown that they are actually going through this. I don't really think even in our wildest imaginations of being upset with her, we really even want them to break up. We just want them to be, we just don't want to know.
But why you
shut
saying,
the fuck up.
Who's
Yes.
Who's letting out all the information?
Where's Rick James when you need it?
Oh, now, what happened with Rick James?
Because Rick James would have said, shut the fuck up, bitch. I'm Rick James.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
I'm Rick James,
All right, so
bitch.
we get ready to end this topic and subject about Jada Pinkett Smith Shakur. Get the fuck out of here. Will Smith, go keep enjoying your life. You know what I mean? Let that lady go get her money.
Word.
She probably just want to be independent. I ain't got to worry about your money. I'm going to write my book. That's why she probably doing that shit
could be
in the
that.
first place. But anyway, all right. Thank y'all for tuning in for Conversations on Film this week. We had Jada.
Stop playing with
And we had Hollywood Rick.
Yeah.
All right, we out of here.
Later.